Well, hello there and welcome to the channel. My name is Simon and you are watching Walking Talking Gardeners. Shut it. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 secrets on how to grow giant sunflowers from seed. Just keep it under your hat.
Secret 1. Choose the right seeds.
Now you can't just pop into the local garden centre or supermarket and buy yourself a pack of sunflower seeds and expect them to get really tall. That's not going to happen. You need to buy some specific cultivars that have the capacity within its own genetics to produce these really tall specimens. Now, the reason why they grow so tall is because they produce a plant growth regulator called gibberellic acid, and what that does amongst other things is increase cell length and also increase the rapid production of cells, and that's where you get these massive internodal lengths and really high heights. But the trouble is, when you're looking at these seeds, it may say giant on the packet, but that could be referring either to the actual size of the flower head or the overall height, so you need to be specific in which ones you purchase. Let me give you a couple of suggestions. Now, if you want to grow yourself a big head, it's not funny, then consider purchasing Mongolian Giant or Titan. If you want excessive height, then consider American Giant Tall, Pikes Peak, or this one, Giant Yellow. Now, if you are hoping to break some tallest sunflower height records, then these seeds are not going to cut the mustard. For that, you are going to have to produce your own selected seedlings. So choose whichever tall grown varieties you want, sow them from seed, pick the tallest seedlings, grow those, and then collect the seeds and do it all over again. Now we are ready for
Secret number 2.
flipping heck, I was going to say that. Secret number 2 is to sow your seeds as early as you can get away with, which means you are going to need to provide sun protection, because sunflower seedlings will not tolerate a sharp frost. Now, the reason for this is because when these seeds germinate, they'll produce stem and leaf and stem and leaf and stem and leaf. And they'll keep doing that until they start to receive 6 hours of direct sunlight per day. So you want to extend that period of less than 6 hours of direct sunlight per day for as long as you can, because that way you can ensure as much height growth as you possibly can. As soon as you start hitting that magic number of 6 hours of direct sunlight, then it's going to produce that terminal flower bud within the apical tip, and as soon as that flower bud starts to be produced, it's not going to grow any taller. So in the packets, you'll look at those packets and it will say sow in March. You'll be sowing under protection in March, and if you can start those off earlier, say like a heated greenhouse, if you're rich enough to afford the heating, or maybe in a cool conservatory, then you are onto a winner. That is going to give you extra height on your giant height growing sunflowers. It does give you a problem though. It gives you 2 problems. Now, if you are finding the information in this video useful, or perhaps just mildly amusing and you'd like to pass it on, then by all means press the like button. It supports this channel immensely and helps us do what we do. Don't forget, you can also click onto the subscription button. Subscription is absolutely free and you can unsubscribe at any time. It doesn't cost you anything, and if you want to be notified whenever we publish a new video, then all you need to do is click on that notification bell. Anyway, let's continue to find out what old Boyle Belt has to say.
Secret 3. Protect the taproot.
Absolutely right. In order for a sunflower seed to achieve its optimum and maximum growth, it needs to have a strong, healthy root system, and sunflowers have a substantial taproot. Now, the best way to achieve a decent taproot is to grow your sunflower from seed directly into its permanent place. So that means improving the soil, breaking it up, digging it out, adding plenty of rich organic matter into the soil, again digging that well in, so that when the taproot or the root comes out from the germinating seed, that taproot naturally finds its way down, secures its place in the ground, and then the surrounding fibrous roots will then grow absolutely lovely. That should never be underestimated. Any plant that can seed grow naturally in its final position will always produce a far stronger, healthier taproot system, and that will always result in a far stronger, vigorous, more healthy plant. But there's a problem. I'm going to get to that problem in my next secret.
Give your seeds the best start for success.
Let's get on with it. Yes, this is all about gaining the best advantage from your seeds. So if you live in a country such as the southern United States, then you can probably get your giant sunflower seeds out early enough and sow them directly in the ground, and there won't be any problems. Now, if you are going to do that, then in each position I would plant, say for example, 3 seeds at the same time, and that way as those seeds germinate, keep your eye on them and then remove the weakest 2. That way you're ensuring that the one that you're growing is going to be the strongest, healthiest specimen. Now if you try doing that here in the UK, you're not going to be able to take advantage of a longer season, because you have to grow it under protection. It's far too cold. Not only that, you're going to have risk of death through frost damage, you're going to have risk of death through pest damage like cutworms, wireworms, slugs mostly. So there's no way you can actually plant your seeds out directly in the ground in the final position here in the UK. If you want to try and get them to grow as tall as they can, it's not going to work. So you're going to have to grow them under protection. That means growing them in pots. And this is where another secret lies. You remember we mentioned about taproots. We need to try and encourage that taproot, not mess around with it too much so that it doesn't take properly. So in order to do that, you need to grow these in either extremely long pots like a long tom, or use root trainers, which again are an extended kind of package that allows the taproot to start forming down. Of course you have to get it in the ground before the root actually gets to the bottom. Alternatively, as my wife tells me to, because she refuses for me to pay out for root trainers, because let's be honest with you, they are a little bit expensive, we use the moral superiority, morally superior. The English language is so awkward. The morally superior root trainer, which is of course the wonderful toilet roll center, the little cardboard tube, because not only is it long and thin, it will biodegrade when you plant it in the soil. So there you go. There are a couple of little secrets in that. Multiple planting of your seeds to choose the strongest seed, and also using long toms. That way you can grow them under protection, under cover, and then get them out when the weather is suitable.
Secret 5. Take advantage of your environment.
Absolutely right. Why make things more difficult for yourself when nature can do a lot of the heavy lifting? For example, sunflowers require as much sun as you possibly can, so it stands to reason you would plant it in a position of full sun. Don't shoot yourself in the foot by planting it in a shady area. Be aware, if these long, tall, giant sunflowers are going to need a decent amount of support. So be aware that wherever you're planting it, I do see these professional growers, they grow them on the side of their south-facing house wall. So they've got the wall to secure it, which also brings me to the next thing. Shelter. These are very tall things, obviously, and strong windstorms, the risk of blowing over, snapping. So make sure where you're planting them they are sheltered. Make sure where you're planting them they get full sun. Make sure they can have support. For example, I often grow like the large flowered varieties against my fence posts, so I've got the support of that. And there you go. That is my 5 secrets to growing giant sunflowers from seed. But there are more secrets out there, and if you would like to add any that you are aware of, you are more than welcome to do so. Just put that down below in the comment section. We would love to hear you. hear from you, and also it's a great resource for those other viewers who watch these videos, because they also like to read these comments, and you know, it gets knowledge and information out there, because of course knowledge is power. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you've enjoyed this video enough to watch us in another video. Goodbye. Right, now, just before you go, if you want to see more content, more behind the scenes stuff, and images that I've taken of some weird freaky plants over the years, then you're in luck, because we've created an Instagram page. So you can find the link in our description, you can find the link on our main page, and if I'm clever enough I might be able to get a link somewhere up there. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you want to see more YouTube stuff, then check out this video here. That's quite a good one. And if it doesn't float your boat, then another one right there. And enjoy these while I've still got the strength, imagination and aptitude to make them. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.